Hi everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day wherever they are. Like I say all the time, I'm not responsible if anybody gets hurt. It's just my opinion and sometimes swear. Today I'm going to be talking about, this is a second part, about the murder of John Lennon. And then sometime in the future, I'm gonna talk about Ellen Baldwin and the shooting. So I'm gonna just ask a little thing. It's not gonna be too long. I'm gonna about John Lennon's death, and yeah, I'm gonna go more in detail about his death and if that guy actually did it. Please let me know if he was murdered. Please let me know if he was murdered. John Lennon. People want to know if he was murdered. They said he was by that guy. I'm going to look up his name because I'm not good with names. The guy who killed Lennon. John Lennon. Mark David Hartman, May 10th, 1955, 1955, Fort Worth, yeah. So Mark, and he's been in prison. He's received 20 years to life, and he was denied, repeatedly denied being put in prison for the murder of John Lennon. So let's see. Please let me know about his death, and did he do it, or did Mark David do it, or was there someone else who had something to do with his death? Sorry about my not always best when it comes to. Okay. Okay, please. I'm gonna do four cards about John Lennon's murder. The night he was killed in December. Please. About his death in December 1980. New York. About John Lennon's death. Please tell me. He felt he tried to be patient. He tried to relax. He was finding meaning, and this is temperance when he was, when he was trying to feel happy about what he didn't have. He didn't think he had any problems. He felt like it was in harmony. I'm trying to say this word, harmony, and sensible about his life. He didn't think he had any problems. He was like, la, 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 la. He didn't have any problems. Like, he thought he had purpose and finding meaning, and he thought he was a successful person. He didn't have a care in the word before he died. And he thought and this is the, in the 10 of Swords in reverse, he thought he was covering from his relationship with Una Ukum, and there were going to be new beginnings, and he tried to forget, and he was trying to recover from his enemies. Not sure what that means. And this is the 7 of Cups in reverse, and he had personal values. he was overwhelmed by choices because he was overwhelmed because he wasn't sure if he should have a lifeguard or people to watch him because he wasn't so sure because he also had fantasies about his own death because he always said to his friends and people that he thought someday he would die. So yeah, and he was confused about not having, like I said, lifeguards, and he was confused why she didn't want him to have lifeguards. Yoko and I didn't want, so yeah, so let's see this. And this is the three of swords in reverse. He felt optimism, forgiveness through her and the pain of the relationship. And he accepted what was going to happen in his relationship with her. Because it doesn't really say that about his death. I'm going to try to be more specific about his death. Please give me more cards because this doesn't really talk about his death, just about his marriage to Yoko Ono, how he was recovering from the fights and he was trying to think positive about the relationship. They didn't say, it's not saying too much. Please tell me more in clarity about the time he was, his death. John, please, John, tell us about your death. I know that it's a hard thing, John, to talk about, but please try to be more specific about your death, please. Four more cards. Hopefully this will work. All right. All right. He felt unfair in the relationship before the ending. This is the Justice card. He felt unfair about his relationship with her. Uko Ono, he didn't like the way he was being treated. I feel like he didn't like the way he was being treated, but and lack of accountable. He thought this is his point of view. He thought she was lack of being the responsible one, like lack of accountable to her action. She never took accountable for her action. She thought it was everybody else's fault. That's what a lot of narcissistic people think. They don't blame themselves. He thought she should be accountable, but she wasn't. And she was dishonest. He thought she was dishonest. He thought something was off with her. So he thought there was some dishonesty in a relationship with her. I think he thought she might be cheating on him or something like that. Reversed, this is the Chariot in reverse. Self-discipline, lack of direction, lack of control. He thought he was in lack of control in the relationship, because she was very controlling, and he had no say too much of what he wanted to do in his life. Like I said, with the bodyguards, she didn't want bodyguards, which I thought, and he thought she was awful aggressive in the relationship. And lack of control. He thought he didn't have any control in his life when it came to her. She had all the control in the relationship, and she felt like she was careless about not having bodyguards, and thought that was kind of odd not having bodyguards. And yeah, and he wanted more opportunities of having a better marriage or having opportunities of having a better life with her or without her. This is the Queen of Wands fire thing in reverse. Self-respect, self-confidence. He thought he had self-respect, but he thought she was very selfish. And she was jealous of anybody he spent time with. At the end of the relationship, she was very jealous. He thought she was very jealous. This is on his side. He thought she was self-centered and self-centered. She was an introvert. She was kind of quiet, but what she said speak volumes. All right, so, and, all right, this is the eight of swords, eight of swords, upright. Negative thoughts. He thought negative thoughts about the relationship. He thought she was very controlling, like I said. He felt like he couldn't do anything without her say. It was like he was a child around her. Like she told him what to do, when to do it. He was acting childlike, which is terrible. And he felt like he was trapped. And he felt he was mentally trapped. So I think he thought she was mentally abusive, not physically, but mentally. She was not very nice to him. I feel like Yoko Ono was not nice to John, treating him like shit. So I really think she was nasty to him behind closed door. She was not very friendly, even though she was an introvert. She said she was probably passive aggressive or something. She said things that weren't very nice to him. He's a little passive aggressive too, but and it takes two. But we're going through John's point of view. He thought she was restricting him. So yeah, they didn't have a good marriage, and he thought it was strange that all these bodyguards. Now, I'm going to ask the $1,000,000 question. What's his name? Mark, the one who killed John Lennon. We're going to ask that because John was not happy in his marriage. I read this reading and the previous John. He was not happy in the end of his marriage. He wanted, if he survived, he would have got a divorce from Uko. So let's find out. Did Mark really kill John Lennon? People say he did. I don't think so, but we're going to go through this. Well, can you please tell me, was Mark killed by John? Did John get killed by Mark, or was it someone else? Please. Disappointment. Well, when John was getting shot, he felt disappointment, and the guy felt disappointment. I guess he had some resentment for John. This is the point of view of Mark and John. So this is disappointment. He felt like he was being abandoned and he was withdrawn. And I think John felt abandoned and withdrawn, and he's walking away because he got shot, and maybe Mark thought he was walking away and thought, and he was being left behind. John was being left behind when he got shot. So he was disappointed. He got shot, and he said, "Oh my God, I got shot." They said that was his last word. And it was being left behind when he was shot. Wow, that tells volumes. Yeah, he was shot. Impatient, ruthless, high haste. This is the King of Wands. Sorry, my nose is itchy. Impulsive, reckless, high expectation. Excuse me. Oh, stupid allergies. Unreliable, in expectation, high, ruthless, impulsive. So he was impulsive. This guy was waiting for John, but he was impulsive, and he was ruthless. But I don't think he was really ruthless. So this is going to be giving me question marks about that. And high expectation about getting to meet John and stuff. So this is a question mark. I don't know about this. And unreachable. He thought he might be unreachable to get to John. And the Emperor, upright. He thought he respected leadership. So he did respect John in some ways. And he thought he had some power being in the band of the Beatles. And he was focused and controlled. and discipline. So this gives me the point. I don't think, I'm going to be more specific. So far, it doesn't sound like this Mark is the one who killed him. Oh my God. He was upset with John, but I don't think, we'll go even deeper. So far, it doesn't seem like he was the one who shot John. Oh my God. I don't think he was. He was angry with him and didn't like him, but he also respected him and thought he was a good, he ruled with power, and he had structure and a father figure. He thought John was a father figure. So that doesn't sound like someone who'd want to go and shoot someone to me. So we'll do 3 more cards about Mark. Oh boy. All right, here we go. I don't think he did kill because I said, did he? And it said no. To myself, he was passionate. He had high standards. Mark had high standards. He had skills that people didn't know, and he had some mysteries about himself that he didn't want people to know about. Maybe he thought of killing him, but he had skills and he wanted to develop them. So that doesn't sound like a person who wants to kill someone to me. You know, he was passionate and high standards. So I don't know. That doesn't sound like a killer to me. Avoid conflict. See, this is the 5 of Wands. So he wanted to avoid conflict, differences, arguing to disagree and discovery. I think he might have gone over to see John and wanted to say some words, but it doesn't seem, so far in this reading, he didn't say like he was the killer. He didn't shoot him. Oh my God. I'm going to ask one more question. He was, this is a Page of Swords in reverse. He was, let me look. He was hasty in his decisions and his actions, and he self-expressed deception. Maybe it was deception in the idea of killing him, and he didn't, was scared of being deception, and he thought of doing it, and he was all talk. He said, oh, I thought of doing this, and maybe he wanted people to think he did do it so he could be popular, you know, like he wanted to be famous. I feel like he wanted to be famous. Oh my God. Deception, manipulation, all talk, haste. He was thinking of doing it, but he didn't. He backed out, and oh my God, he didn't do it. Oh my God, this guy's been in prison for not doing, this is entertainment purposes, but I don't think he did it. And I'm going to look up 2 cards. Was it someone he knew that killed John Lennon? Was it someone he knew that actually shot him? I'm not going to use names because, you know, you can't, because you don't want to get in trouble. But didn't John know the killer? Please let me know. Did John know the person who shot him? Because it doesn't say Mark did. He felt like doing, and he was pissed. But he also respected John's music and had some anger with him, but he didn't have the guts. He was all talk. Please tell me. I'll do 3 cards. Yes, he knew the person who killed him, John. Oh my God, 3 cards. All right, this is the fire sign. This is in the beginnings, creation, new opportunities, growth. This person had a new idea of getting rid of John in a new beginning, and they thought this is a good opportunity. You know, maybe they could get some money out of him or something, which is a terrible thing. And they were enthusiastic about it, and it was a breakthrough. Maybe the person who John knew wanted to get rid of him. I felt like he did. They wanted a new beginning in creation, new opportunities. Maybe he could leave them some money or something. All right, and this is the Queen of Pentacles, perspective, generosity, mother, nurturing, pretending, down-to-earth, grateful, social security. So this is a woman's son. This is a woman's, a woman, Queen of Pentacles. This is mainly a woman's sign. So this person is mothering, nurturing sometimes, and grateful and social. So yeah, he knew this person. She was a mothering person at times. In reverse, this is 3 cups in reverse, water sign. And this person was disloyal, betrayed him, rejection, independence, alone time. This person wanted alone time and can be disloyal to John and his family and the people around him. So, and his sons and Paul and everything. So, yeah. And this person cheated on John and gossiped about him after he died. So, yeah, and the person wanted a good social life, probably was tired of John and wanted to go on. So this is terrible. Like I said, this is entertainment purposes. So he knew this person who killed him. It was not Mark. It was some other person who didn't want him around anymore, which I feel bad for John for that. Like I said, this is entertainment purposes. So John was murdered, but not by Mark. It was someone who knew. So I don't know why they never got more deeper into him. I knew he didn't want to be cremated. All right, I'm going to ask one card about the cremation. Did he really not want to be cremated? I'm going to look up one card for that. Did he not want to be cremated? Yes, he did not want to be cremated. And it says upright, movement, progress, willpower, control. He wanted to have in control of his life before, if he knew he was going to die, he wanted to be the one in control of how he passed. So this is the Chariot. He wanted to be the one, he knew despair. He was despair because he thought he was going to die. He had a sixth sense he was going to die, and he wanted control of how he was going to die. I hear he wanted to be, he didn't want to be cremated, but he was. So yeah, so that answered a lot of questions. I hope everybody had a good day. Like I keep on saying, this is entertainment purposes about John Lennon being murdered. Take care. In the future, I'll make other videos about other celebrities. Take care and bye.